I was hearing about him and this girl, and trust me, I got mad. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Shani for all my new viewers and subscribers, and welcome to another Get Ready With Me mini story time video. As you guys see in the previous video, I did talk about my a little relationship stuff. So now I'm going to be telling you guys how I met my husband. Yes, I said my husband. So if you guys want to hear that story as well as to see me beat this face, like slay this face, I'm looking all cute, then stay tuned. Before we go any further, please hit that like button, please to click that notification bell so that you can be notified as to whenever I upload a video. Also, make sure you subscribe. It's free, like it's free. Please to click the subscribe button. If you don't want to click the subscribe button, that's your loss, period. Anyways, stay with me if you guys want to get into the sauce of what's going on here. And yeah, looking all cute. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. Stay tuned, guys. So guys, as usual, I did my brows off camera, so now I'm gonna be recording the entire face. And of course, as I don't know, the story they write here, so if I just later end up the story they write here, so bye. Hey, no, something can record and I feel awkward. Hang up, man.
Hang up.
So guys, I already did my brows off camera, so now I'm gonna be getting into the face. And of course, I don't know, say I'm gonna be telling you guys the story. So let's get right into it. Something is in my eye. You can't play it low because I'm recording. No, I don't want to get copyright. So guys, as usual, I already did my brows off camera, so now I'm going to be getting into the face and into the story, because I know you guys want to hear the story. So I'm going to do the face and tell you guys the story at the same time. I'm going to be doing something quick. I'm going on the road. You know, I'm going to be recording vlogs for you guys, so stay tuned for all those vlogs. I think I'm using too much moisturizer, so let me stop right here. Please to click the like button before you go any further. Before we go any further, please to click the like button. I'm gonna put on some gloss because my lips feel very dry. So I'm not in class today. Yes, class is keeping. It's my lunchtime. My lunchtime up right now. I should be going back to class right now, but I was doing a lot of recordings and I'm not finished doing what I'm doing in time, so I'm just gonna skip the afternoon session just to get these out of the way, and then later in the night I'll watch the recordings to see what happened in class. Alright, so how do I even start the story though? Like, I'm not gonna just tell you guys how we rekindled. I'm gonna tell you guys how we actually started I'm gonna tell you guys how we actually started talking from the beginning, like how we met, how we knew each other. That's what I'm gonna be telling you guys today. Alright, so I'm kind of delaying the story because I don't want the face to be finished and I'm not through telling the story, you know, so I'm kind of delaying. So I'm moisturizing my face, priming my face rather, because I'm going on the road and I need this to last. I'm gonna start doing my makeup every time I'm going on the road because I need to get my brand out there, like seriously. So I'm gonna walk my business cards, you know, doing all of that stuff. I'm actually gonna be running a few errands today. I'm going to the courier. I'm going to a makeup store in New Kingston. I'm going to do some shopping. I'm gonna do quite a few stuff today. So yeah. Alright, so this foundation, it's finishing pretty much. So I'm just taking out everything else out of the bottle because you know these shit are very expensive. Look, there's a lot. See how the bottle look? There's actually a lot in it. So I'm just taking it out. Alright, let's get into the actual story. Let's get into why we all are here. You are not here to watch for me to be talking about makeup. You are here for me to tell you guys a story. So, you know, let me get right into that. There's a lot of foundation in here. Like, guys, always open your foundation bottles. This is the Super Stay. It can come off. When it's like this, just use something like a knife or something and lift up the cap. And you'll see that there's still a lot of foundation in it. Anyways, so when I was in 5th form, you know that there's also 6th form, right? And you know, going into 5th form, a lot of new kids will be coming into the school to go to 6th form. So that's how we actually ended up going to the same school, because as I said, I was in 5th form and he came to my school to come to 6th form, right? I don't even like the actual details of how we actually started talking. I don't have all of that details, but I know how we started talking. So of course, new guys in the school, new boys in the school. So you know, the 5th form girls gonna be not only the 5th form girls, but girls on a whole gonna be getting to know them, going around them and stuff like that. It wasn't even a case where I saw him and liked him or anything like that. That wasn't even the case any at all. What actually happened was I had some friends and one of my friends, she was talking to one of his friends. At the time though, it's very funny because at the time, that guy that she was talking to, he was talking to somebody else. Like, he had another girlfriend in the school. I think they were coming from the same school. So it's really funny, I must say. Thinking about it now, it's very funny. But yes, the guy had another girlfriend in the school. They were coming from the same school as I mentioned, and she and him were talking, right? So I used to like go around the 6th form block with her, and as I said, the actual details as to how we even started talking, I don't remember, but I used to go around the 6th form block with her, and out of nowhere we were just talking. Like, I don't know who exchanged the first word or whatever, but I know that was how we actually started talking. Eventually, you know, we exchanged numbers, and you know, going to high school, the shade foundation is really nice. You know, going to high school, everybody like literally have the bus that they will take. It happened that all of us started taking this specific bus. Well, not all of us, because not all of them live the same direction as some of us, but most of us were taking, you know, specific buses. And then, you know, it became a thing where in high school, I wasn't known as Shani in high school. I was known as Shanice. And if you guys watch my previous YouTube videos, there's one that says my name Shani or Shanice. That explained why everyone in high school knew me as Shanice and not as Shani. So in high school, it was like Shani, Shanice and Maki and whoever and whatever. You understand? The funny thing is that at the same time I had somebody else. Like the guy I was talking to, he was in soldier camping, right? He wasn't there physically. He was in soldier camping at the time when I was in 5th form. So he was just there and I was here. I wasn't hearing from him anything at all. So it's not like I didn't have hope that the guy and I would have continued a relationship, but he was just there and I was just out here not trying to make new friends, but having new friends, you know, trying to figure out who I was as a person and all of that. So he and I became a thing. Like it wasn't necessarily serious. It was kind of we really like each other, but at the same time I have somebody else. I think at the time he was single. You know, people lie. But at the time I think he was single. So yeah, and in high school the same way he is now is the same. Well, not exactly the same way, because you know he has matured, I have matured, and things are a whole lot different. But his humble personality and everything, it's still the same. I can in high school I used to do foods, and like every time I'm in my foods class, he would come up and, you know, with his friends come and look for me, make sure I eat. Like I tell him, is almost the only thing is that we've matured, but it's the same. Like he always come and check if I have lunch already, you know, always making sure I eat. Like I don't know what's wrong with him up until this day, but he's always making sure that I had something to eat. You understand? And if it was a case where I was, because I am still the same as when you come to eating, I am still the same. I would be there not knowing what to eat, and I just sit there not knowing what to eat, and he would be the one to come and say, let me go buy something for you or whatever. And sometimes he would go and get lunch for me, and yeah, he's basically the same way. It's just that he's not very lazy. He's not very lazy. He's not the type to say, all right, come let me go and get you something to eat, because him can't right now as it is, him can't bother with that, because I know him going to get me something to eat right now in life. Right now it's probably gonna be one long line or something, and he might not do something there. So but in high school, that's what he was like, you know. I remember we used to be up late at night having conversations, talking about foolishness. He wasn't nothing sensible, so I don't even know what the heck we were talking about. I don't.
Mommy, that is a bad word.
I'm sorry.
Don't do that again.
Okay, I'm sorry. Anyways, to be honest, I do not remember what we were talking about. It's kind of impossible. Well, I'm not gonna say impossible, because some people memory actually good them way them, but I don't remember what we used to stay up so late talking about. Neither does he, because he doesn't remember most of this, unfortunately. As I said, it was just a thing. We weren't serious, and at the same time, even though we weren't serious, there was this time when, you know, we both figured that things weren't gonna go anywhere, so we were kind of very distant. We managed to become distant. Who would have thought that, you know, to how close we were at one point, we would have kind of, you know, drifted in a sense. It wasn't necessarily drifting, but in a sense, yeah, that's what it was. We were drifting. But at the same time, I was hearing about him and this girl, and trust me, I got mad. Like, how can somebody who has a boyfriend, be getting mad about a guy she likes having somebody else? Up until this day, I don't even know if it was true. I don't think I asked. I need to ask him now. I need to ask him. But I think he said that they weren't together. I think that's what he said, but we still have to ask him, come in a member. Well, I used to hear about him and this girl, you know. I used not necessarily hear about him and this girl, but I used to see him with this girl on and off. And don't ask if I wasn't up his ass, not up his ass as in up his butt, but I was at his throat with it. I was like, what's going on? Like, you know, I like you and whatever, and here you are. I'm hearing about you and somebody else, or I'm seeing you with somebody else. Like, what's up? What's that for? And you know, the conversation would have come up that, you know, I have somebody else or whatever, blah blah blah. But I really liked him. Like, I couldn't help it, and it was funny. Or I had to just cut him off. Like, you know, I had to let him know that, you know, this is not gonna go anywhere, because I don't know. You see, with me, and it's still the same up until this day. You see, if I am talking to somebody, in my head, I have to see where there's actually a future with the person. I think about the life that I want with the person. How will we achieve it? Is he on the same page as I am? Does he have a plan? From ever since, I've always been a person to think about all of those stuff before I can say, okay, then I'm gonna stick with this person. And at the time, I don't think we were kids. Like, what kind of plan like that could he have had, you know? But in my head, I wanted somebody who, you know, I wanted to stuck with somebody who actually had a plan, and that's what I had. That's what I had with, you know, the person I was talking to at the time, which unfortunately is my son's father. You know, we had a plan. Like, we talk about what's gonna happen, what I'm gonna do after school. You understand? We were mature in a sense. So that's what what I based the decision off rather, to say if I'm gonna stick with him, as in end what I had with the guy I was talking to and stick with him, or end whatever it is or whatever it was with him and just stick by the guy I was talking to. And the decision I came up with was to end things with him. Whatever fling we had, whatever crush we had on each other, the decision was to, you know, not let it go beyond what it was. You understand? And of course,
Crazy.
when I told him that, inside I was cut up. I felt bad, because I know that the feeling I had around him, I knew for a fact that I wanted that. But at the same time, as I say, I had to think about all the pros and cons at the time to see which would have been better for me. You understand? I wasn't even thinking about his feelings. That's very unfortunate that I wasn't thinking about his feelings. But to be honest, I wasn't. I was only thinking about me and, you know, my life and what's gonna happen and what I wanted at the time, what I thought was right at the time. Because look at us now, we're right back with each other. I remember when I told him that, you know, I don't think it's gonna go anywhere, like it's not gonna work, and we so-called broke up.
Drinks.
And I remember still texting him, because as I said, even though I knew in my head, or I thought to myself that he and I didn't have anything, or it couldn't have worked between him and I felt bad, and I still wanted to have some kind of connection with him. So I was still texting him and whatever, and out of nowhere, like, this girl started texting me. Like, this girl used his phone to text me. It was at this day and age I learned that it was one of his friends. I think it was Tiffany or one of them. He said use his phone. Like, she was cussing me out. Well, like, she felt bad to know that, you know, his friend really liked me, and that's how I treated the situation or whatever. But she would cuss me out. Like, I was, I was, guys, I was mad because I'm like, what the hell? Why are you allowing a female to
That is a bad word.
that one, get out of my life right now. Why are you allowing a female to be using your phone? Because yeah, I think you and I were arguing on the phone, and I'm like, why are you allowing a female to message me like, you don't respect me or whatever? There I was thinking about this guy not respecting me, and I just hurt his feelings. You understand? But I was mad. I was really mad, and we just didn't talk after that. Like, we didn't talk, and then after that, you know, we used to take the same bus. So I think I stopped taking the bus at the time. I stopped taking the bus because things just got complicated. So I stopped taking the bus and whatever. And you know, of course, persons on the bus would have heard that, you know, we no longer had a thing or whatever. And of course, some of the guys were saying, oh, I hurt him with whoever and whatever, you know. But I honestly felt bad. I honestly felt bad to have, you know, hurt his feelings and everything like that. I'm trying to highlight under my eyes right here. I'm trying to give it a bit more popping effect. So I'm using the eyeshadow base. I think I'm gonna leave it for a bit to sit. So I think I'm just gonna give you guys this story as to how we even got reconnected, because my face isn't finished and I need to talk, I need to, you know, have something to talk about. Anyways, persons were saying that, you know, my hurting feelings and whatever the case may be. And of course, I look like the bad guy because I should have known.
Bad guy, I go steal you.
I should have known that, you know, there's somebody else and this is not going to go anywhere. So not to even entertain the idea, of having a thing with him or anything. But we had good times, I must say. He's, I keep saying he's still the same person, but yeah, he's still the same person that, you know, makes me laugh and all of that. Is very much the same personality, you know, easygoing and whatever. So I was in turn the bad guy. And funny because even after we stopped communicating, okay, even after we stopped communicating and the guy I was talking to came from camping, like his whole entourage had a lot to say about me, saying that me did have man and this and that, all kind of nonsense, which I didn't really give it much of my energy because I knew what it was and I knew what happened, and me trying to explain or anything just never cut it for me, and I just left it, you understand? So I didn't necessarily entertain whatever it was. So, and it was funny that I even found out that I used to talk to this girl, and this girl hates my gut. Like, she hates, and let me even tell you why this girl hate me. So when I met his father, when I met him, eventually, you know, we started having a thing, and I would normally go around his people, where he lived and whatever. This should have been a different story time, but it all connects, so I'm just going to talk about it. And this girl, she live in the same community, and they had it to say I was, because yes, it's same as how I speak properly here, like no, I used to always be the type of person to always speak properly. I mean, I may not have done it with my friends, but when it comes to certain things, I would have always, you know, speak properly and whatever. And the girl and her family hated my guts to say that, oh, I got better than people and whatever. But only to find out that his father and the girl, they had a thing. So nothing more than the girl not like me because apparently I came in the community and took her man. But not likely. That was what it was. I'm not ask Christ. That was what it was. And then to find out no, when I started talking to Babe in high school that he and her also were together, and I'm like, no sir, this is very serious. Like, this girl I got eat my first life to say I already come in our community, come take over whoever, and then also I take over Babe. I didn't even talk about it much with Babe to say that, okay, you know, this girl or whatever. Oh my god, this strap on my face and now it's leaving. It's a mess. Like I should have different. Oh my god. Something is going very much wrong in my face right now. I let this dry too much. So I'm gonna So I knew for a fact that she was also talking things, you know, bringing back story for say a man at school and whatever. But as I say, I never really interested in the conversation and I never entertained it. I just, you know, say it's whatever. So fast forward to adulthood now. More than likely he would have moved on. We stopped we unfriend each other on Facebook and he just went into thin air. And funny enough, I wasn't the type to stalk him to see, you know, whatever, watch him or nothing. I just knew that it didn't work. He went north and I went south, and we just never talk after that. Like, I still had his number and everything, but everything just stopped right there. So you understand? Everything stopped right there. And of course I continued my life with the person that I was with. We had on and off conversations over the phone, like on WhatsApp, but the on and off conversations they didn't last because, again, he would have remembered what happened between him and whatever, and you know, just stayed his way, I would say, or whatever. But I didn't bother him. I just let him be and he let me be, and he lived his life and I did so with mine. So how we rekindled, how we got back together, they always say what's meant to be will be. So I always look at it at that type of situation with us now. I guess we were meant to be, because with him it was honestly something different. Pants nasty up with makeup. It was something different. It felt so genuine. It felt so I didn't have to, you know, be what he wanted me to be. I could be myself. So hold on. So I guess this you will be with who you're supposed to be with, or whatever. If you're meant to be, you're not gonna find back on the way to each other, or whatever the case may be. So how we rekindled now. Like, I was here one day in the same house here at one day. That's in 2019. And my mind just run upon him. I'm like, that guy. Like, I haven't heard from him in years. I haven't seen him there. You know? It's like he vanished into thin air. And that was from high school. We communicated like 1 or 2 times in years. My mind just run on him and I'm like, damn, that guy, where is he? And I remember we have a mutual friend, you know, good buddy Trisel. And I went on Instagram because we follow each other on Instagram. I went on Instagram and I say, hey boo, whatever, you still have, I think I call him Maki. I think I call him, I don't remember what I asked her, but I asked her if she still had his number. And she said, yeah. Somebody can get it, please. She said she would have to ask him first if she could have given me his number. And she replied and said he said yes. She can give it to me. And no, that's not what happened, you know. I think she never sent me his number. I think she said to me that she would have asked him, but I don't remember if she actually get to him or whatever. But I think I sent her my number instead. I said, okay, give him my number, right? Give him my number. And I think it was the next day, or if it wasn't the same day, I don't remember. I got a text from somebody saying, was it hello or something stupid? He sent me a message that I was like, who is this? Because remember my number out there like that. A lot of people can get access to my number. So I had to ask, who was it? And his response was, if I saw me give up my number and not expect people to text me. And I'm like, hold up a minute. And I said, I think I asked if it was him and he said yes or whatever. I think the damn face too, because I mean, my number is out there. Like, I'm not gonna know who text me. If you're gonna text me and say something or whatever, I will not know who it is. You understand? So him come with him faces and I'm gonna say if I'm gonna be giving up my number and not knowing, I'm not expecting people to text me or whatever. I'm like, okay then, whatever. So we started talking, catching up with life. How are you? What have you been up to? You know, having small conversations. It was in that time I broke up with the guy, Dominic's guy. I broke up with him in that time, so. Gosh. Come on, sorry, excuse me. Move. Go back up on the bed, please. Yeah, I started talking to. I broke up with him in that time, so one day, you may not make it one story, but it's actually a story. So I had an event, and while we were communicating, I said, you know, I need to go to Price Smart, I need to do this, I need to do that. Can we, at that time, we wanted to meet in person because we haven't seen each other in years. So we decided that we wanted to see each other, like what we look like now. So I said, alright, I'm gonna leave work XYZ time, so I should meet him in after 3. Of course, we'll run late because when he texted me at the time, he was saying that he wasn't gonna leave work as yet, you know. I think something came up or something like that. So he wasn't gonna leave work at the time he initially scheduled for him to leave work. So I, of course, delayed because I'm saying I don't want to go to after 3 and I have to be standing up to meet this guy. So I delayed it at the time I left out. It happened that he ended up reaching after 3 before me either way. And yeah, he did a little upset because he not like we from people. He was a little upset. Oh, I let him know that, and I saw him. Of course, I hugged him because I haven't seen him in years, you know. As I said, we lost all communication, no Facebook, and because you know Facebook was a thing, but in those times we unfollowed each other on Facebook. It was like he just went into thin air. He literally went into thin air. So I said, alright then, we meet, and I think I was going to Sugar and Spice, and I'll let him know that hey, I'm going here and there and whatever. And he said, alright then, he's gonna come with me. So walk from down in the Apple Tree, that's so NCB, went to Sugar and Spice. Didn't get through with Sugar and Spice and what I wanted. So, you know, it was time to go to a Mega Mart to go. I don't know if we did go Mega Mart, but we went to we went to Price Mart, and of course he pushed my trolley for me. He met my little one of my friends. Then he met her, and we had a little good time chatting, and you know, he making sure I got the stuff I went there to get, and you know, so we got a taxi and came back home. He came home with me, making sure all the stuff, you know, everything went well. I was supposed to go back on the road to get something else. So while I was doing that, I don't even remember how many kind of that's something, but that's besides the point. So while I was gonna go back on the road to get something, it was already night and he had to go home. So he I followed him to the bus stop to get something to go home, and that was the same night he kissed me. Like the first time we actually meet back each other, that's the first time he kissed me. And he went home. And when I came back home, when I went and put him on taxi and come back home, I was in, oh my god, I was telling my friend that you never hear me. Like I was asking her if she never hear me at the doorway this so. And she said no, because she and her daughter were here, and she said no, I never hear her. And I said, yeah, they standing up right there for quite some time, because you know we were in some you know, some interesting things going on right there. And that night, like we talked about that night already, or that night just couldn't come out of my head. Literally couldn't come out of my head. And yeah, from that me tell myself, say, listen, me nah let you go again. You must be crazy. I'm not letting him go again. Not letting him go. Not letting him go again. And yeah, that was in 2019, and it's now 2021. It's 2 years plus since we've been together, and trust me, I feel special, I feel happy, I feel loved every single day from that. Not necessarily from that day, because that time day, as I told you guys, we had some. I'm using natural eyeshadow today. I'm not using any other color or anything. I'm using the contour palette. What was that?
That was said a poop.
That was like a poop? Yeah. Who did that?
Not me.
Who did that? Anyways, as I told you guys, we had a lot of back and forth that time. And you know,
the good news and the bad news.
Yeah, it was said that I don't even know. It's people funny. I am very funny, You see, that time it was being said that I had a lot of man. Yeah.
Guys, somebody did poop bigger. And I would laugh after that big poop.
At that time, it was being said, yeah, even at my workplace, because I don't know what it was about me, but I often find that people see me as a threat. I don't know if it's my personality. I don't know if it's because at the time when I used to go to work, I always pretty up, I always dress up nice. I know I have like a body, I have a hips and something. Then I always wear some nice tight skirt and something. So girls look nice. I don't know. So every time I talk, every time they see me talking to a guy, it was my man, you know. So at the time when things weren't going, because remember I told you guys that even though we rekindled in a sense and we were talking, we were still on and off in a sense where he didn't know what he wanted at the time. I was just talking to whoever liked me at the time, you know. So it would have been safe to say we never had a relationship at the time when I was talking to other guys. And of course I told him, and he said that, you know, if we managed to not be communicating for days, then whatever happened between that time happened, you understand? But you know, we managed to get past all those kind of stuff, and here we are now. Here we are now, doing good as ever. So freaking good. We are literally doing so good. And yeah, that's what girl meet her husband. Come on, ask guys, her husband is. There is no having anybody else after this one. Like this one. Like at the time, I probably would have said the same thing about the guy I was talking to, but at the time, girl was stupid. Girl had no sense as to life. Girl has no sense as to what happiness was. Girl had no sense as what it is to have a good man who loved and respected her. Girl had no sense whatsoever as it relates to them. Something that's like, girl could have said anything then time, you understand? But girl have sense now. Girl knows her worth now. And all of that, so safe to say, this is it. Like,
This is me again.
this is husband.
It's you again. Don't you?
And it's funny, you know, because I say, when I left that guy went on a whole investigating mode, you know. He went on a epic investigating mode because he had to know who was this guy I was talking to and why this guy is so important that me can left him and fix a relationship. Imagine after guy doing all what he was doing with him woman them and something, he had the audacity to want me to come back to him at the time. So he went on our investigating mode. I don't know who him reached out to or who him whatever, but it was said that it's the same guy, was the same man I made have in high school and him are the same man I made now. And he was like, oh, so now me see why you can't left him, because are the same man I used to give me bond with in high school and wait and whatever. I'm like, okay then. Okay. Like I want the bro to be natural out here. I don't think he even not that I don't even think he had no right at the time to be investigating who I was talking to or what I was doing, because this guy was full blown in a relationship, well engaged. While he was engaged to me, well no, I don't think he was engaged at the time, but while he was engaged to me, he had multiple women. Understand? So him going out of his way to inquire about who I had moved on with and whatever. It was crazy. It was damn crazy. But yeah, that's the story of how we. Hey, this will go long, you know. That's the story of how we met to begin with, and how we rekindled. Okay guys, so this is the end of this video. I hope you guys did enjoy this get ready with me mini story time, and if you have made it this far, I really appreciate you. Like I appreciate all of you guys, but if you have made it this far, big up yourself. I really love you, no doubt. I love you, and thank you guys for the continued support. You know, we're on the road to 3K subscribers. It's been slow, but I still appreciate all my subscribers, you know, the whole ones, the the middle ones, the new ones. Big up on yourself, and share this with a friend. Get them to know about Vibe with Shani. I'm thinking about changing the name. I'm really not sure. I haven't put much thought into it, but just stay tuned for the growth, and thank you for watching. Bye.